I haven't done much recording coming up this hill. Quite frankly, because it's been whipping my ass, dude. We started out at the road, and I don't know. I have to look and see how many miles we've gone, but what a view. Not gonna lie. Bro, each step I'm like fighting to keep my breath. It's ridiculous. We shouldn't be that far away from our campsite, so let's do it. Just like that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a very light boy, and this thing has no problem carrying me. It's pretty light for backpacking. I think, at least. I know it's one of the lightest ones on the market. The biggest thing for me, I would have been okay with a little extra weight. Let's get our sleeping mat set up. I have the Nemo tensor. Some Hilltop Packs Dynamo, and use the flex tail for the inflation of it. Should take about a minute to inflate it. So if you get it pretty close, that's kind of like where I like mine. And as far as my sleeping pad goes, I have an Enlightened Equipment quilt that is pretty nice. I like the quilts because they have the open foot box, actually, because that way, I don't know about you guys, but me personally, if it's not that cold outside, I want my feet to breathe a little bit, you know? And that's kind of what these guys do. And I'm up here by the ocean, so it's gonna get down in the 50s, but not like, I don't know, won't be crazy. So this is my pillow. I went with the Eros Down by Sea to Summit. This one's a little guy, but I'm more of a stomach sleeper or side sleeper, so I don't really need like a huge pillow. Three breaths and you got a pillow. And that's my sleep setup, guys. Nemo, Tensor, All Season, it's the newer one, the quiet one. Enlightened Equipment, Quilt, Eros, pillow. Pretty legit, I think. Might as well show you guys. So my pack, I have an Osprey Atmos 55 or Atmos 50. I'm probably gonna get rid of this guy and get a lighter one. But yeah, check this view out. Dude, cannot beat it. I'm up here in Big Sur, California, by the ocean. This trail goes all the way up there, around up to Timber Top up there. And then it continues back like another 15 miles to like, I have one of these perfect mini bars. It's a PB&J one. PB&J, baby. This one's probably melted pretty good, but I'll tell you what, it makes it more like a PB, oh my God. It makes it more like a PB&J when it's melted. Can't beat that up here. So you don't need a bear canister in Big Sur, but I wanted to test out my little key that I made to open this thing. And I mean, so far, this little thing seems like it's gonna be just fine. So if anybody that's ever used a bear vault knows exactly what I'm talking about. We are gonna do the Mountain House spaghetti with marinara. Sounds good. We need 14 ounces of water. I have the Tokes. It's kind of like a custom system, I guess, but it's the Tokes pot, right? With a MSR Pocket Rocket Deluxe on here. Which, one of the bougier ones, I guess. Luckily, there's lines on the end there. I hear boiling water. Yep. You gotta be careful with these pots. The titanium pots, they get pretty hot. That's why they have this little handle right here. I think that's why. Oh, don't fall. There we go. Got the Tokes Sport. Stir it real good, they say. Hey, it smells like spaghetti. Or like some of us might say, biscotti. I got that biscotti out here, the mountains. Yeah, my family's from Tennessee also. I wasn't born there, but my family was, so I got them redneck tendencies sometimes. All right. 4 more minutes, and then we'll try it. We followed the directions. How about that? Which is pretty amazing for a guy, isn't it? I followed the fucking directions. I mean, freaking. This is what it looks like in the end. Time for the taste test. I mean, it smells good. I mean, you guys got to understand, let's put this in context. The last meal I've had in a bag like this, I was in the army. I picture like these bagged foods like MREs. But I will say this. It tastes nothing like an MRE. It's pretty good. If only I had some, you know what, it would make this better? Is if you could throw some cheese in here, like Parmesan or something. Like if you brought like a little, hell, I'd even bring a block of Parmesan and just throw some in there. Yeah, for what it is, I'd give it a 7.5, maybe an 8. It rehydrated well. The meat's not like crunchy or anything. The noodles could have hydrated a little better, but overall they're not bad at all. So yeah, this works. Bon appetit. So it's pretty windy out there. See my light? That's my lantern. Low guy. And you can see the tent like bowing in. It is staked down and it's tied, so I'm not that worried. It's a backpacking tent. These things flex a lot. So it's not your 20-day go Arctic camping tent, so. But they should be able to handle pretty decent winds, so we'll see though. Toodaloo, motherfucker. Good morning. I slept pretty good, actually. Not gonna lie. Just kidding, I'm lying. It was rough. Yeah, it was like super windy. Which made it hard to sleep. But we made it through. Trying to do some coffee here. Some breakfast. I heard there was a bobcat last night. You could hear them meowing. They don't really meow, they like scream. It's kind of funny. But yeah. So like I was saying before, this trail doesn't have any water on it. Well, I don't know if I actually said it before, but this trail doesn't have any water. So you have to pack your own water in. So I came up with, just for an overnighter, I came up with about 4 liters of water. This is a knock bag, or knock bag, however you say it. Oh, fuck. There goes that. So much for that. So for my coffee, I'm going with a company called Coffee Cow. This is churro Vietnamese coffee. What I like about this is it's real coffee. It's a pour over system. And it comes with these latte creamers. So it's condensed milk. So it actually comes with a decent amount of like cream and sugar. It is a little messy to pack in and out of places, but if you're a coffee snob like me, for sure, like it's worth it, I think, because yeah, I need coffee, dude. It's important. It's a food group in itself, for sure. It comes like that, and it's got this little bag with these little tabs on it that you pull open. Like that, and rip the top off, and you just hang it over your coffee vessel. You pour pour your water in it, which we're getting close to doing. One thing I've noticed about this little pour over system already is you got to be careful with the tabs. Okay, so yeah, they're a little messy, but you know what? It's real coffee. Instant. I don't know about you guys, but most. Holy shit. I'm struggling this morning. Real coffee is important to me. I don't think it's that bad. Just put it back in this little bag and you're good to go. So for breakfast, we are doing the Peak Refuel breakfast skillet. Yeah, this one doesn't take very much, so. Okay. Let's add our creamer. To our coffee. Oh my god. I'm so not a morning person, y'all. I'm like such a hot mess in the morning. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I for sure am. All right, so let's add the creamer. It's a decent amount of creamer in the end. Man, actually flavors the coffee pretty freaking good for being outdoors. Okay, let's get this going, rolling. Dang, this pouch is loaded, bro. This is what this one looks like. And add our boiling water. So keep in mind, these things get hot. So we seal this up, and it says let stand for 10 minutes. I can already tell you right now with this one, I wish I would have probably brought like condiments. Which brings me to my next point. It's a good idea to bring condiments. I've just been stealing like packets from various fast food places, and that seems to be working pretty well. Always make sure you pack out your trash. So far, this is for one day. It's amazing how much like trash we have as humans, you know? I'm not one of those gram counters yet, but I think I might be based on how it felt to lug up that freaking 30-pound pack all the way up here. Yeah, I don't know, man. I might end up being one of those people at the end. All right, so that's basically how the stove goes in there. I get it. Surprisingly, let's see if I can. There we go. If you get the right angle, a Pocket Deluxe MSR stove fits in the Toke's pot with a jet boil canister and jet boil legs or stabilizer things. So if anybody is wondering about that, it does work. So when you're in the backcountry, this is not backcountry. We're camping on the coast, okay? So the majority of my backpacking is going to be focused on the Sierras and stuff like that, and places like Yosemite. But when you're in the backcountry, I think this is worth it. This is not very heavy, and a little bit of peace of mind knowing that you smell okay is worth it to me. Some people it's not, but my point is this: since it's scented, it has to go in a bear canister. Otherwise, Yogi is going to be like, what smells good? And it might come and try to eat your deodorant. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, anything with scents, flavors, etc. needs to go in the bear canister. Yeah. So each time you go out, you want to try to learn a little bit more and more, right? So what did I learn on this trip? I learned that I need to pack better, and I need to bring condiments or seasoning or something like that to make my food taste as good as I can. Not that these meals are bad at all. It's just I'm spoiled when it comes to cooking, I guess. I like to cook. I have my whole life, and I want it to taste good. So why not? All right. There's that. All right. We're going to be trying the Peak Fuel breakfast. This is what it looks like when it's rehydrated. Definitely needs salt, pepper, some hot sauce for sure would make make the difference here. Keep in mind, I haven't tried other breakfast meals. If I have to compare it to the meal that I had last night, overall, I would say this is like a 6 out of 10. All right. Pack up. It really pays off to have like some kind of like system when it comes to packing or breaking down your camp or whatever. In my case with a quilt, we have to unbuckle everything. But it does fit in this stuff sack pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. You have to understand with a stuff sack that you have to like be pretty aggressive with it, because if you're just kind of like babying it, you might just be like stuffing one side of it in and the other side's coming out at the same time. So you're like sitting there just making no progress. So you have to like really make sure you're stuffing it in there, you know? What she said. This is not the PG version of backpacking, okay? That's my disclaimer for my channel. We try to have a good time. Always leave the tags on the stuff sacks, especially if they're big, like this one, because what you can do is use it as a like guard. See, it's just chilling right there. This is how I do this. I get the air out of it for the most part, and then I try to follow the creases that it came with just for ease. If we got this in one take. You know, that's the one thing that you don't, online people or influencers never show. They never show like, oh, I only did this like 4 times for you. Sometimes it's good to get it right the first time if you can. Take a little bit of time, get her done. Couple mistakes, like leaving this out of my pack, but not too bad. Come on the other side and we'll show you the rest. So I do the quilt first at the bottom, stuff that all the way down in there. I'm not gonna use this. This is my Alpha Direct. That's gonna go in there. Just like that, that's at the bottom. This is my little porch, if you wanna call it that. Let's see what else we got here. Sleeping mat. Like that. So I don't know how some of you guys feel about having like wipes and stuff like that. Me personally, I think it's a personal, I mean, it's obviously a personal choice, but I think that it's one of those things to where, for me, it's important to, I don't know, feel comfortable wherever you're at. So if, and we used to do it in the military, but if taking a whore bath makes you feel better the rest of your day, then by all means do it. Amazon toothbrush, open, folds, and it's a full-size toothbrush. Super light, unpaced toothpaste tablets. Important aspect of this for sure. Yeah, because this is just, it's not a luxury, it's probably a necessity. Right, got our teeth brushed. I need to get another ditty bag, but I had these little ones and they're not bad, but they're just not big enough. When I get home, I'll go over what's in my bags. I'll make another video for this. These are just Sea to Summit dry bags. This one has clothing in it, but you know what time it is right here. Take a quick shot. And yeah, I just brushed my teeth. Hey bro, when you're camping, it's never bad. It's never a bad idea. Okay. Put that there. This is my battery pack stuff. GoPro batteries, things like that. Headlamp. Speaking of that, I'll kind of show how that's gonna go. So food canisters are annoying for sure, but they're not necessary, obviously, in certain parts of the country. Battery system there. I keep bug repellent on the outside a lot of times. Along with our trash on the, if there's room on the outside. Break this bad boy down for you guys. So I only like to buy things that go in their their homes easily. I'm not gonna lie. Isn't that the worst when you buy something, spend money on it, and you like mess it up or just can't get it back in its pack? In this case, too easy. There we go. Chair goes on top like that. Last thing we need to put in here is this. My porch, as I like to say. Rain stuff goes back in there. Well, the last thing I need is my lantern. That goes on the outside over here. Boom. Now we will tackle the tent situation. Okay, so it's a good idea to know how many stakes you have for your tent, obviously. So that way when you're packing up, you're like, okay, I came with 4 or 6 stakes or whatever, and now I'm leaving with 4 or 6. So on this one, it has 2 side for the rainfly and then 4 for the main. So I know that I should be getting 6 stakes. So far we have 2. Actually, I lied. It's 8. We just grabbed 4 right now. See, that's what I mean. Another good idea is to know like how long it takes you to like set up camp, break down camp, all that stuff, because at the end of the day, you need to afford yourself enough time, right, to be able to do that. Because it would suck to get out there and you just like out of time or like, you know, whatever. In my situation, I'm slow because my back's all jacked up, but as you can see, walk around like I got something going on, some problems, which we do have. But told myself, you know what? I want a backpack. So here we are. This hub system on the Big Agnes is not too bad. You obviously see how fast it is to take down and put together and whatnot. There's that. 4 more stakes. I'm surprised these little stakes freaking held up last night because it was windy AF. But I'll tell you what, they held up. And I'm going to go back and look at the report, but I mean, my guess would be there was like some freaking 15-mile-per-hour winds, dude. All right, when you get your tent, make sure you shake it out. You know? It goes without saying, like, you probably should, but... And I'm not trying to insult anyone's intelligence, but... you know? You never know. So you put that on there. Lay the rain fly on top. Fold this bad boy over on itself like that. And then I mean, you can do it a few different ways, but this is how I do it. I put the stakes and stuff in there. And when I get home, I'll hang the tent out in case there's any moisture, and then I'll also wipe it off. I mean, why wouldn't you? The longer you take care of, the better you take care of your stuff, the longer it'll last, you know? And yes, folks, we did it. It's not a miracle we got this in the tent bag. It's doable. Obviously, the last thing you want to do is make sure that you're not leaving anything behind. Once over everything. I keep forgetting that this is not like a military pack. And it's okay for it to like ride backwards a little bit. But there we go. Once you get everything, like I said, just check your area and get the hell out of here. Try to leave no trace, as they say. For anyone that doesn't know what that is, Leave No Trace is an organization that basically started a movement to where whenever we go out in the outdoors or backcountry, we're not leaving a trace behind. So it's all about picking up your trash, homies, digging, burying your shit the way it's supposed to be, stuff like that. It's pretty easy to do. If you care about nature at all, you'll do it automatically, but some people don't. It is time to get out of here. So when I came up here, it took 2 hours to go 2 miles, and I bet you it would take like, I don't know, 45 minutes to get out of here. It's literally all downhill the whole way. So we'll see how long it takes to get out of here. I don't know, man, these views make it worth it. Well, guys, there you go. This journey is over. It's time to go home. I have a 4-hour drive. Well, 3.5, something like that. But yeah, if you liked this video, make sure you follow, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. I think that's what it is.